Greetings, YouTubers. I went and got my camera because I wanted to show you what's in my field, if you can see them. The whole family down there, about 4 of them. They come by pretty often. Today in particular, I'm sure, because today is a very warm day. See if I can zoom you back. Yep, okay. Master camera operator. Let's see. I will sneak over here. Usually, you can about walk up to them and they won't move. I can't get my dog out of the way. Down there scratching his back. It's like this here all the time, man. Here around this park. A lot of deer, and they're tame, which is probably not a good thing, but now these live through this year's deer season. And the buck that runs with them, let's see, yeah, I've seen him since deer season ended. He was born around here last year. I know him because I remember he was out here. I've got these chestnut trees right there. He's out here eating chestnuts. And he had buttons on his head, and he stayed with this same group. And this year, maybe it was 2 years ago. Either way, he's about 6 points now. He's not a huge, big-bodied old deer. You know, like they get when they get 6 or 8 years old. But healthy little stag. One of those down there, or maybe 2 of them, could be little buttonhead bucks. I don't know, but I am guessing that they're does, because I haven't got close enough to see. I know 2 of them are because they run together, and I do believe they were twins, but you see them together all the time. When I first moved here, down here in this field cutting the grass, and it was really high, and I scared up a couple, about scared the crap out of me. They made them a bed. I've been out here today. I've been trying to do a few things, but nothing seemed to work out for me. I did get the old Pontiac started, and I rode it up a road for the first time. It's got something going, thumpy thump underneath it. Don't know if it's a bad U-joint, or the fact this is a 255 tire on this side and a 225 on the other. Don't know. But, you know, I've never had this running on camera. Listen to it. Okay, I'm not in the car. Mind you, the engine is warm, because I just brought it home. I don't know what to call this. I call it rust bucket. I do mean rust bucket. I'm a Grand Prix lover, and this one's too far gone for me. But it's got some fine parts. Listen to that 455 hum. It actually sounds pretty good coming up the road. This carburetor is like gobbed up, probably just from setting for so long. It don't. When you stomp it down, it wants to float out and quit. Gradually give it gas and then stomp it down, and the 4-barrel does kick open and it takes off. Could be vacuum lines chewed into barrettes or anything, I don't know. We'll let that girl run for a second. I'll go over here and shut my truck off, or move my truck. I put the battery out of the Grand Prix in it and let it run to charge it. And truck battery in the Grand Prix to start it, because it went dead. That car don't really have a dedicated battery, it's just my extra one. Put my cherry bombs on it, run my tips outside. Not exactly perfect, but I'm going to work on that. For now, they're good. It runs so much better. Sounds pretty good too. Have a listen. I like it. needs to get me. There we go. Alright. Now find a lighter so I can light this cigarette. Oh. And move my truck. I'll let you look at something besides me. I'm not that good to look at. The yard's really soft. I need some gravel hauled in. Four wheels so I don't tear my yard up. Alright. Okay. So here, let's let that Pontiac run a minute. I started up because it hadn't been started in 6 months, I guess, since I brought it home. And I haven't even checked the antifreeze in it, and it's been ridiculously cold, but it sat for 10 years before I got it, and it didn't bust, so I'm pretty sure that it's okay. Oh, what a day, man. It's toward the end of January. It's been a little over 60 degrees all day long. And for a winter day, it's a beautiful day here in the breaks. Wish I had more to talk to you about, but really don't. Grand Prix is about it. Home for a few days, wife's gone. Spend some time with her sister. She lives up north. 3-4 hour drive, you know. So home alone. Actually been up all day and haven't had much success doing anything. I've got some kind of ailment, don't know what it is, probably gallbladder going bad. Can't eat nothing without getting sick, and when I do, it just makes me feel like I'm having a heart attack. Very unpleasant, but because of it, I have my heart checked out thoroughly and it's in good shape, which is great because my dad was only 1 year older than me when he had a massive heart attack, and he was much better condition otherwise physically than I am. He was thin, muscular, strong, lifted weights. I don't do none of that, although probably should, but at this point in my life I really can't. Anyways, sitting here talking about my sob stories and bullcrap. This is the Death to Rider 8-ball sob story and bullcrap channel. I'm followed around by the cats because I made them go out today. They've been in because it's cold. This is Miss Chloe, as y'all know. She's always here on YouTube with me. This is Miss Willow. She's got 2 or 3 kittens in the bedroom there that she does not like being separated from, but they're way too big for her to be nursemaiding them around. Alright, I feel nervous walking away from that car running, but I'll tell you a little short story. Actually, it's a long story, but everything I do is long-winded, so I'm sorry. I tried the other day to explain to you guys about the old truck here and my obsession with these Fords and where it came from and all like that there. And it all come out when I watched the video back like scrambled gibberish and sounded like I was on meth or something, and I'm not on anything. So here's the story. This is what I was wanting to tell, the story of why this truck came in our family to begin with. And there she is, as sad as she may be. In 1963, my granddad, after many, many years of working in what we call mud hole mines, literally, and I mean, it sounds like a joke, but he talked about the coal being so low underground that if you doled one into the pit you was digging with, you'd wait till lunch and go outside and flip it over. pixels, 24 inches across, and the coal wasn't that high. Well, after years, he got a good job in a union mine that paid well and was a lot safer. And here's a cat again. Sorry, guys. This was all not 1963. Check my time. I'm already over my time. This was actually 1956. 57, he bought a brand new 57 Ford car. 312 police interceptor, ordered by the local police and wasn't picked up. It was black and white. And his sons absolutely run the dog crap out of it. I still hear stories from them about how that thing would fly. And they loved that car. Well, when it was 3 years old, shut her off. He had been abused to the point in 3 years that he decided to trade it. So he decided this time he would give the guys over at Chevrolet a shot. He traded in on a brand new 60 Impala. 2-door, fully decked out. It was white, red interior, beautiful car. Everybody, they all loved it too. It was well loved by the family. I'm not sure what it had in it. It was probably 283. But that car got run a lot. And by 1963, it was getting pretty wore out. Well, this all just sort of coincided with my mother coming of age to quit school, which was the common thing for girls and most boys back then. Excuse me. The boys went to work, girls went to get married. You know, not uncommon for people to get married at 15. Well, my grandpa promised my mother that if she would stay in school, he'd buy her a convertible. And she knew he was going to go trade cars, so she expected him to come home with a shiny red convertible. And she was fully prepared, so she says, stay in school. Well, this is a man with, oh Lord, 7 children, which most of them by then was grown and, left home, married and so forth. But run a lot of land, had a lot of animals, stuff like that. One reason he ragged the cars out, he used them as trucks. When they went to the Ford dealership, because he decided to go back to Ford, because he's always was a Ford man. Very intelligent guy, my grandpa. My grandma told him, you need to just get you a truck. Quit borrowing your brothers and this, that, and so forth. And, she talked him into buying the red 64, which is here today. And when they got back home, my mom said, where's my convertible? And my grandmother said, sit your butt down in the back and pretend. Because she knew she was going to quit school anyway. Mom laughed about that until the day she left. She had a special place in her heart for the old truck. Lived a lot of memories, and as have I. And it passed hands a couple times before it made it to my dad. And my dad cared a great deal about it. I have, like I've mentioned before, uncles and aunts that did all their courting in this thing, standing offers from one in particular to buy it. But it means so much to me, and the promise I made to Mom, as I've mentioned to you guys, it'll get restored. This was my first car, literally my first vehicle. Not the first one I drove on the road. When I got old enough for a driver's license, it wasn't roadworthy, but it was my third one I put on the road. Yeah, the third. My first one was a Datsun pickup, which I bought from my dad. Second was a 62 unibody, and then I jumped to the unibody to fix this one. Yeah, I love that girl. She's part of my family and got a big part of my heart. So I wanted to start restoring her this summer as soon as I got blue and white truck fixed. But I think there's going to have to be one more year at least of parts hunting. maybe I can find some of what I need at the Super Nationals. Because I'm going to have to do more hunting than I have for a better cab before I give up and fix this one. But I may still give up and fix this one because it's not unsavable. But I would rather start with a much more solid foundation. And if that means taking a long trip, need a vacation anyway. So friends, any of you guys out there, especially guys in dry states where there ain't no salt, see a good cab when you're on your journeys, junkyards, whatnot. Comment, send me a message, talk to me on Facebook, Cleve Music on Facebook. Cats everywhere. That's what I should be called on Facebook. Oh Lord. Anyways, yeah, let me know, and we'll get her together. I've got my line for an engine. I talked to the guy last night, and he's got a running original 6 that I'm going to buy, and also know another guy that has a good Granny Gear 4-speed. I was in it when I was growing up. It was originally a 3-speed truck, but I'm going back with a 4-speed because that's where my memories lie. And I have 2 or 3 of them that'd be good for parts. I have 2 or 3 of the 3-speeds too, but I want the 4-speed. And I'll start. I'm just gonna make this a 20-minute video, I guess. I'll start with body working the bed, straightening it out real good. We're gonna take that wood out of it. These panels down here on the bottom where they're misshapen and bent, mostly from moving it around off the truck. See, this was dead straight, perfect, and I let it fall over, and that happened both sides. Got to fix all these little things. My lip on the inside for the wood, it's in really good shape, thank goodness. And I've got this damage here, which has been there since I was a kid. I call that the pop bottle opener, because that's what I used it for. I'm either going to get me a piece of channel and just cover this, cut this out, or I think I can buy just that front panel if I really want to. I want it pretty nice, but as I mentioned, it's not going to be a show truck because I intend to drive it when I want. Like I said, I'm not going to go and get a load of cow manure in it, but if I want to go to Lowe's and put 1,000-pound of lumber on it, I will. I've had 1,700 pounds of scrap metal on it before when I used to guardrail. And I do know, no joke, when it had the 60 model bed on it, the wrong bed that some of them came with. My uncle had a big old bumper on the back of it, and he went through a small rut in the road, and when he did, it just dead stopped. The coal slid off the pile onto the roof, to give you an idea of how much coal he had. And they had to unload half of it to get it moving. So this old girl has hauled some weight in her day. But we've got to do some springs. We got to do some sandblasting, which I already supposed to done. I just haven't got around to it because of that stupid spring there is being broke. Just a kind of a pain to load it that way. And away she goes. I've got so much on my plate, and I just ain't able to do things like I used to. And I hate that, because I still got a car to get to bring home that's way away from here, up in PA. I've got this one to fix. I've got that one to part out, that engine to rebuild. Some of these have to be moved. This has to be fixed. And here comes my neighbor. So, guys, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Later.